This is not a typical rector's report to Vestry, not least of all because I am not the rector. When I last wrote a report to Vestry, I was your curate, fully expecting another 7 months at Epiphany full of services, Sunday school lessons, study and discussion groups, get-togethers, and fellowship. All those things which Epiphany does so well. And I fully expected that sometime at the end of September or beginning of October, I would leave Epiphany for a new appointment at another parish. And then in the middle of March, just after this diocese elected a new bishop, everything began to shut down in an effort to combat a new and deadly disease. I don't think any of us could have imagined how long it would be before we could gather again for public worship. I'm sure you all shared my surprise at how invaluable a smartphone or computer screen became in allowing us to connect as a parish through our Facebook page and by Zoom. And here we are once again experiencing the strictures of another lockdown, so that even this vestry must be conducted online. To use the report to Vestry to talk about all the wonderful new things a parish has done in the past year, but when the churches, the city, the country, the world began to shut down last spring, suddenly it seemed like there was very little to report. What could we do as a parish when we were banned from entering this building that we loved, when we were exiled from each other? And yet, as always, the people of Epiphany came at this new challenge with all of its typical exceptional enthusiasm and commitment. Even as the diocese asked me to stay on as your interim priest in charge, and I wondered what to do when the usual wasn't going to be possible, you all continued to come up with new opportunities to communicate with each other, to enjoy that camaraderie which is so much a part of this parish, and above all, to find ways to support both each other and others in this city and community as well. As you will see in the Warden's report, your corporation has continued to care for the church building both inside and out, helping to make sure that it is maintained through the harsher weather and clean and safe for visitors when public worship is permitted. Our new social media team was created to meet the demands of our increasing reliance on online resources, and our incredible treasurer, Rev Alana, approached a financial situation which was constantly in flux, so that budgetary issues could be estimated correctly, parish resources were used appropriately, and your continued generous donations could be accounted for properly. Thank you, Greg. There are many other people I wish to thank. First of all, our wardens, Steve Hyder and Diane Woods. In particular, I want to thank Steve for his years of tireless service in this parish as he steps down as Rector's Warden. I want to thank Chunson Park and Gennaro Busa, as well as all the volunteer guest soloists whose incredible musical gifts helped to enliven our worship in person and online. I want to thank Dwayne Von Alstein and Melvin Douglas, whose care for our building meant that everything was always ready for us to worship in safety. Thank you also to Greg and Alice Alexander for their care of our church garden. I want to thank our reopening committee, Diane Woods, Cindy Hurst-Boyd, Shelley Harvey, Joss Cleary, Judith Young, and Melvin Douglas, who took the massive responsibility of opening this church for public worship after being closed for 5 months, and made it as smooth and stress-free a process as possible. Thank you to Joss Cleary, our head sides person, Shelley Harvey, our head of Altar Guild, and Rose Dennis, creator of our magnificent Christmas and Easter decorations and each beautiful flower arrangement, whose attention to detail ensures that everything is exactly as it should be every Sunday. Thank you to every Sunday school volunteer, sides person, server, coffee hour volunteer, and member of parish council who found themselves serving the parish in new and different ways during this past year. Last, but certainly not least, I want to thank our parish administrator, Cindy Hurst-Boyd. With kindness and humor, she has navigated through the strangeness of this last year, and I could not have done it without her invaluable help. This has been a difficult year for all of us, a year of privations and anxiety, and for many of us, sorrow. But it is through the extraordinary spirit of the people of Epiphany Anglican Church that this faith community continues to thrive. This is love in the time of COVID, and there is not a doubt in my mind that you will continue to go forward with courage and hope for the future in the months and years ahead. Thank you.